Ladies and gentlemen, Vidyaniketan Group of Institutions welcomes you to yet another season of India Insight. Envisioned by Mrs. Prema Rajagopal, the founder of this institution, way back in 2004, the objective ever since has been to enhance the knowledge of India and appreciate the diverse culture of this nation. As our young children take part from various corners of the world, over the last couple of years in the digital avatar, this contest has reached over 20,000 students across 10 countries. We at the Vidyaniketan Group of Institutions truly appreciate and acknowledge the support and patronage given to us by all the participating schools, their teachers and managements. Before we begin, it is our pleasure and privilege to invite a well-known educator and a passionate teacher from the Vidyaniketan Group of Institutions, a teacher who has grown to become the principal of this institution. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Miss Vasuma Achar.
Dear viewers, heritage is legacy that transcends from one generation to another. It is not an easy endeavor to comprehend the enormous wisdom that exists manifold about a country. India Insight Quiz is one step towards bringing this wisdom to the students who are the beacons to a prosperous future. Srimati Prema Rajagopal, a great visionary and the backbone of our institution, gave great importance to values, culture, heritage, and ethics. Prema ma'am's qualities of leadership, integrity, and commitment towards education played a phenomenal role in not just imparting a means for living, but also a medium to foster critical thinking and instill values in generations to come. India Insight Quiz is a part of the dream envisaged by Prema ma'am to transform today's learners into architects of a promising future, because the future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of these dreams. Good luck to all the participants. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's my privilege to introduce our host for the day. Rashmi is currently Asia's only professional lady quiz host. An alumnus of the prestigious NITK Surathkal and IIM Calcutta, she has hosted close to 1,000 shows across India, Singapore, and several countries across the Middle East. She is the only woman to have been invited to host a quiz at Kuwait for the last 5 years. She was recognized by Business World as 40 under 40 as a personality from India to reckon with. She was the winner of the Quiz Host of the Year 2022 by SMX Leadership Summit. She's been part of this quiz for many years, as she has been part of several quizzes such as Tata Crucible, the Union Bank Quiz, the Rural IT Quiz, TCS Inquisitive, just to name a few. So ladies and gentlemen, it's time to get started. Time to welcome your host, Miss Rashmi Furtado.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the second quarter final of the India Insight Quiz in the junior category. As I've told you before, this quiz started way back in 2004 and has today evolved to become a platform with multiple contests like drawing, debate and a quiz. We have completed the first quarter final of this category and you saw how those kids played this entire quiz. So it's time for us to move into the second quarter final. Let's get started. Let me quickly introduce our quarter finalists to you and then we will get started with the quiz. Our first quarter finalist for the day is Atyukt from New Era Senior Secondary School, Vadodara. Following Atyukt, representing Noble International School, Doha, is Anne. Representing the Padma Seshadri Bal Bhavan, Chennai, is Omkar. Following Omkar from Bengaluru, representing the Sri Kumaran Children's Home, is Samvit. Representing the Vidyaniketan Public School, Bangalore, is Meet. And completing this lineup for us here today, representing the Vidyaniketan School, Hebbal, from Bengaluru, is Shihan. Ladies and gentlemen, these kids have quizzed with me before. They are very sharp. So let's get started. They're already aware of all the rules. I will not be repeating it again. But of course, one thing they need to keep in mind is that the top 4 scorers will get qualified or will qualify into the semi-final of this quiz. Alright, so let's get started with the quarter-final. Contestants, nothing appearing on your screen. Please remember that the buzzers are open. Please be very careful with the buzzers. They are highly sensitive, okay? 10 questions. The first question of this quarter-final, here we go. What is the name of the boundary that separates India from Pakistan set in 1947? Omkar, go ahead.
Ratcliffe Line.
+1. Absolutely right. Radcliffe Line, giving Omkar a +1 there. He did not even need my options, ladies and gentlemen. So let's move on to question number 2. Who authored the Artha Shastra? Omkar again, quick there, go ahead.
Chanakya.
Plus
Or Kautilya.
+1 again, Chanakya or Kautilya. He was known with both the names there. Omkar getting another +1. Let's move on. Question number 3. Who is fondly known as the Flying Sikh? Omkar, go ahead.
Milkha Singh.
+1 again. He's very quick on the buzzers. He's on 3 points already. I have 7 more questions remaining and 4 spots in that semi-final. So let's see what happens. Let's move on to the next questions. That's question number 4. Here we go. The world's only floating national park, Kabul Lamjau National Park, is located in which state? It is an India Inside quiz. Alright, I'll help you out. Oh, Atyuk doesn't need help. Go ahead.
Ma'am, is it Manipur?
Manipur is absolutely right. Manipur giving him a +1. Let's move on to question number 5. Here we go. Which famous landmark in Karnataka is known for being the second largest tomb in the world? Go ahead, Samvit.
Gol Gumbaz.
Gol Gumbaz is absolutely right. +1 to Samvit on that. Let's move on. This quarterfinal is moving along very quickly. Question number 6. Here we go. The name of this famous mosque translates to Pearl Mosque in English. Which mosque am I talking about? Omkar, go ahead.
Moti Masjid.
Moti Masjid, absolutely right. +1 to Omkar on that. All right. Let's move on. Question number 7. Here we go. Which ancient rock cut monument in Maharashtra features intricate carvings of the Buddhist, Hindu, and Jain sculptures? It's a UNESCO World Heritage Site, if I'm not wrong. Oh, no one trying. Shihan, go ahead in the nick of time.
Ma'am, is it Ajanta?
Ajanta, the Ajanta and the Ellora caves. Absolutely right. Shihan getting a +1 on that. Okay, 3 more questions remaining, ladies and gentlemen. Let me tell you where all of them stand. I have Omkar on 4 points. He played very well. We have Shihan, Samvit and Atyukt on +1 each. Anne and Meet are yet to score, But honestly, nil is a good place to be. You have seen how that works. They only have to move into the positives now. I have 3 more questions remaining. So let's see if Meet or Anne will force a tiebreaker here today. Moving on to question number 8. One of the national museums, Samvit,
Vishweshwaraya Museum.
taking a -1 on that. He pressed the buzzer way too soon. Let me complete the question, ladies and gentlemen. One of the national museums of our country, it's a beautiful collection put together by the 7th Nizam of Hyderabad. The answer was the Salar Jung Museum. The Nizam of Hyderabad itself is a huge clue, because when you say Nizam of Hyderabad, Salar Jung Museum is the one that comes to your mind immediately. Samvit pressed the buzzer way too soon and he took a negative on that. We have 2 more questions remaining. Question number 9, here we go. Which temple in India is also known as the Black Pagoda? Atyukt, go ahead.
Ma'am, it is the Konark Sun Temple.
The Konark Sun Temple is absolutely right. Atyut getting a +1 on that. Last question of this quarterfinal, ladies and gentlemen. We have 3 of them who are in the positive scores. Let's see what happens. The final one, here we go. Which is the tallest mountain in India? Samvit, go ahead.
Nanda Devi Peak.
All right. Samvit says the Nanda Devi Peak. Unfortunately, that's the wrong answer. He takes a -1 on that. The tallest mountain in India would be the Kanchenjunga. Kanchenjunga would be the tallest one. The Nanda Devi would be the second highest peak in India. The Kanchenjunga would be the first one. Taking a -1 on that is Samvit, which means we have a tiebreaker for the final spot in that semi-final, ladies and gentlemen. But first, let me tell you who have made it fair and square to the semi-final of the India Inside Quiz in the junior category. All right, making it directly into that semi-final here today are Omkar from Padma Seshadri Bal Bhavan. We have Atyukt from New Era Senior Secondary School, and also Shehan from Vidyaniketan School, Hebbal. Now, for the last spot in that semi-final, we have a tiebreaker. The tiebreaker, ladies and gentlemen, is between Meet and Anne. They know how the tiebreaker works. They know the rules of the tiebreaker. It's a sudden death situation. If one of them presses the buzzer, gets it right, they join the rest into that semi-final. If they get it wrong, they applaud for the other person who will make it to the semi-final. So let's get started with the tiebreaker. The first question of the tiebreaker, here we go. Which musical instrument would you associate with Pandit Ravi Shankar? Yeah, Anne, go ahead.
Sitar.
Sitar is absolutely right. So Anne getting a +1 and joining Omkar, Atyukt and Shihan into that semi-final. Ladies and gentlemen, there you go, our top 4 scorers who have made it into that semi-final. You have seen the first and the second quarterfinal, ladies and gentlemen. We have 2 more quarterfinals to go, after which we will move into the semi-final of the India Inside Quiz in the junior category. So join me in the 3rd quarterfinal of this quiz. I hope to see all of you there. You take care.